All right, we're off. So let's see when we get a little information for you guys about this short little hike, which is basically going to take us to what's supposed to be a very beautiful viewpoint, and I'm very excited. So it speaks about the naturalist here at the park. Here we go. Excellent. So this is called the Moro Rock Trail. And we'll read this together. A climb up Moro Rock always offers a dramatic experience, with views that constantly change, natural process that transform the landscape you see. People shape the view as they make changes in the park and surrounding areas. An atmosphere altered by pollution affects both how far you can see and in the long-term life itself in these parks. What will you or your children see from here in the future? Climbing a granite dome. This trail climbs over 350 steps, oh goddamn, to the top at an elevation of 6,725 feet. All right, I'm from Cruces. We live up in high elevation. It should be okay. Just a few steps up, the vista of the High Sierra peaks above first reveals itself. Ooh. So, give you an idea of what we're going to be climbing up to. Okay, so let's look at the caution here. Be careful. Take safety seriously on this trail. People have died here. I could believe that. Always stay inside the railings. Never try to retrieve something from outside the railings. Always move slowly. Don't run. Never go up when there's potential for thunderstorms. Always get off Moro Rock if dark clouds are visible or if you feel static electricity in the air. Never drop or throw things over the edge. Never climb the stairs when they are snowy or icy. No thank you. Yesterday's trail. The first stairs were built in 1917 of wood. Concrete steps replaced them in 1931, making them safe from blending in with the granite rock. So those were the old stairs there back in 1917, made out of wood. And then they were replaced by concrete steps in 1931 to make it safer for everybody. And I guess to make it also just naturally blend in with the granite rock itself. So they've got a few little benches here that you can, have a seat, some stumps to sit on or stand on to take some selfies. A little bit, some more signage here. High point. Experiencing Moro Rock has always been a highlight at Sequoia National Park. It offers breathtakingly broad views of the park and lands beyond. Glacially carved peaks, the tops of granite, giant trees, chaparral-covered hillsides, and the great Central Valley to the west. These views encompass a huge area. On a clear day, you can look east to alpine peaks and west to the Coast Range, a distance of over 150 miles. From the top, 6,725 feet, you stand more than a mile higher than the lowest point you can see to the west, and a mile lower than the peaks to the east. The top of Mount Whitney, not visible from Moro Rock, towers yet another 1,000 feet higher. To see the lay of the land, early travelers used ropes to scale this dome. Later, staircases made the trip easier, but it's still an effort to gain to the top. Your reward is not only the views, but the feelings that the scenery and the wind on your face inspires. All right, well, I'm getting inspired. I need a little bit of motivation this morning, so. All right, cool. So I had actually seen this from the road coming up here, and took some pictures from a distance away. So it's kind of cool to actually see that, hey, this was Moro Rock and we're climbing to the top of it. So here we go. Let's roll. So I guess at some point there's a shuttle that takes you over here, maybe during the busy time. There's also a shuttle that takes you to a lot of the different stops here at the park. So that's cool. But if you have a vehicle, certainly does help because you can get to a lot of the places quicker. Also, there's a lot of cool little, kind of what they call scenic byways that you can take, which, are encouraging of people with vehicles to drive. That way you can get a nice view of everything. And also, they have this, we're going to drive through it here soon after this, a tunnel you go through from one of the Sequoia trees that fell over, I don't know how long ago, but yeah, so they got a lot of cool driving experiences that you can do, is basically what I'm trying to say. All right, well, I'm going to shut up so I can save some of my wind, my breath, and let you guys enjoy the scenery and listen for some of that beautiful nature. Definitely tell many hands have grabbed onto these rails. Sure they have to paint these quite often. Alright, so we're gonna make it up here. Basically, I'm gonna do like a hanging shot. So I'm gonna set up the tripod here, and I'm gonna climb basically the top there and just hang. No, I'm just kidding. But look at these views. Oh my gosh. This park, I'll tell you what, has been such an awesome experience. And honestly, just the 2 days I've been here doesn't do it any justice. The cool thing about this area too is you're next to the Death Valley National Park, and you're also, hey, lizard. You're also next to Yosemite. A lot of people don't realize Yosemite also extends into California, among other states. All right, so I'm going to pay attention here because I don't want to trip, fall, all for the views. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure you got some good shoes, dress comfy, bring some water, because you'll need it when you get to the top. Take little breaks, don't push yourself, enjoy the view. Holy moly, that's what I'm talking about. So that's called the General's Highway. That's basically the main road that takes you north to south of the park. There is no roads that are publicly accessible that take you east to west of the park. So that's basically the bloodline for getting people throughout here. Let's see where we get a nice view. Oh yeah. So let's read about this shifting stone. This seems interesting. Granite describes something hard and unchanging, yet bit by bit, the mass of granite that forms Moro rock splits like the layers of an onion, and huge slabs detach. When a layer peels off, it frees the granite below of its huge weight. The next layer may in turn expand and separate from the parent rock. This exfoliation shrinks Moro rock gradually, making it smaller than what it was in times past, and larger now than it may be next time you visit. Interesting. Look at the rock above you for evidence of exfoliation. Numerous rock layers that have yet to break free loom overhead. Some have separated from the main rock, but still lie on the surface. Exfoliation produces the rounded shape of Moro rock. Scan the view behind you for this rock slide. In the 1990s, a slab broke loose and crashed onto the General's Highway. It blocked the road until park staff blasted into smaller pieces and removed it. Throughout the parks, rocks of various sizes are always on the move, changing our views in the ways we may or may not notice. So that was behind us, I guess. It's scan the view behind you. Huh. I don't know what it's... Okay, well, let's look at the other thing. Look at the... Okay, so it's talking about this. So you'll see it right there. So basically, rock can't grow, but it can exfoliate. It can basically lose or shed rock. Which can expand it. Anyways, I'm not a geologist, but look at the views. Oh, cool. Let me show you here. See if I can zoom in. So I don't know if this is from the storm that came in over the weekend or just from, snow that's been building up over the winter. But what's awesome is you still have peaks like that got a lot of snow on them, you know. And I think this morning when I woke up, it was about 57 degrees, you know. So, beautiful time to come. I would suggest this time of the year, just because it's not hot, it's not cold, and you got a little bit of everything still here to look at as far as the different seasons affecting the landscape. All right. Slowly but surely. Sure, I'll have to add some music once we start getting closer to the top. Ooh, I'm glad I'm short. Hell yeah. Now this is when it pays off to be short. No, I'm just kidding. There's a little bit enough room to, if you're a tall guy, to not have to go under that. But it's pretty cool. Better view of those peaks over there with the snow. This is cool because I didn't see that from the road. I could see that snow from the road. But these peaks were hidden behind this Moro rock. Cool, look at that. Holy shit, what a view. Wow, holy moly. Look at that S25 Ultra, holy shit. Shout out Samsung S25 Ultra. Bro, I could see, if somebody's taking a shit up there, I will see him. Well, keep your eye out, let's see. This is how you find Bigfoot, bro. I'm just going to leave it right there for a second. Keep your eyes out. See if I'm getting closer. Oh, shit. What the? How close can I get? What? All right. Now we can look for... Dude, we're going to go... All right, keep your eye out. Bigfoot. Okay, I was going to say, if I can get any closer than that, that's ridiculous. That's pretty cool, though. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's zoom out of here for you. Give you an idea of how far we zoomed in there. Now look at, that's that peak over there. Damn, dude, that's pretty badass, not gonna lie. All right, let's keep on going. Man, I think I've died a few times since I've been to California and been reincarnated. Between the Stairway to Heaven I took at Universal Studios and this Stairway to Heaven. All right, what we got going on here? Oh, that's a cool little kind of chair throne. I'm sure some idiots probably tried taking selfies there, and yeah, that's what you don't do. All right, keep going. Okay, good. I was going to say, no fucking way. All right. Makes a little turn right here. All right, that's more my style. Now, of course, we did change from flip-flops to the Team U party shoes. Man, these party shoes have been partying in a lot of cool places. Venice Beach, Hollywood, fucking the top of Moro Rock here pretty soon. Hell yeah. Here we go. Almost there. But you know I gotta give you 360. Oh my gosh. Okay, whoa. Yeah, let's not trip over stairs here. If we're gonna trip of all places, let's not do it here. Let me hike up my pants. Ooh, this is cool. All right, what's this say? Shedding water. Okay, I'm not going to read that because I don't have enough for air, but it probably has to do with something with when there's snow, the water comes down there because you can see these marks. Probably makes a really cool waterfall when that melts. Hence why they say, be very careful. Now, think about the OGs that probably had to place these boulders here. Okay, I'm sure they all were tethered to safety ropes, yada, yada, yada. But remember, this up until what, 1930s was built with a wooden staircase. Up until then, the only way these guys got up here was ropes. And think about it, that was using climbing ropes and shit like that back in the early 1900s. Not with the modern rope, climbing gear and techniques we have now. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of brave men and possibly women that risked it all to bring this magnificent view to the public. So shout out to those people. May they rest in peace. All right, did I go the right way? Okay, hold on. Or is this it? I don't know. Maybe we reached the top. I'm happy, but let's just double check. Did I sidetrack? All right, maybe that was it. We'll go back over there. I just want to make sure I didn't miss yeah, no. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. For some reason, I thought like it gets you up at the open rock, you know what I mean? Where you're like, but yeah, that wouldn't be too safe. So it looks like we stop right here, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you are so brave enough to climb over that. They should have a sign that says, stop. Oh, wait. Shit. Never mind. There is some, okay. Yeah, you just gotta look to your sharp right. Hey, that's not cool. Let's pick that up. All right, view time. Also time to catch my breath before we take the last few steps. All right, let's see if we can catch a little Bigfoot action. All right, if I was Bigfoot, where would I be? I'd be climbing up over there on this ridge line. Let's zoom in. I was gonna say, what the fuck? What's that? What's that? Is that a tree? I think that's a bush. Hold on, let me hold this still. Dude, that would be scary as fuck if we saw something. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out because I'd be a little spookified, coolified, and amazedified if I did see that. Dude, this S20, you don't really learn to appreciate this S25 Ultra until I came to this park, man. That is awesome. I let a guy yesterday use it to take a picture of me, and he was like, whoa, what phone is this? I told him, he's like, I get one. I was like, yeah, no, it's pretty, if you haven't, upgraded to any of the Ultras recently, it's pretty chingo. All right, I'm going to shut up. There's people up here, and everybody's enjoying their view. But we're here at the top, ladies and gentlemen. So enjoy. So basically, you can walk out to the railing there, like a little pier, and that's where it stops. I'm king of the world. Okay, I'll shut up. There's some of that water. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Magnificent view.
Oh, gorgeous. I was couldn't even go to sleep last night waiting to come up here this morning, so
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Didn't want to miss it.
No, not at all. I was gonna almost leave yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't. So let's get us a selfie. Alright guys, so I got my pictures. We're going to be heading back down. So this will be giving you guys kind of your perspective of heading down. Good, sorry. One last view before we go. Enjoy. Actually, I'll show you one last view over here before we go. Got to. That guy was pretty, the guy, I don't know if you saw him in the video, but I was just kind of chilling here, and I just see him. He was a risk taker. He went over there and got a good little view, but I ain't gonna do that. You know why? Because I kind of have a little bad luck streak, and although I'm sure I'd be fine, knowing my luck, I've had such a good trip, that's when it all, damn, he likes just hopping and rocking and jumping and parkouing. That's what's up. All right, let's go. Dude, check out this. I'm still letting it develop, but that was my one of, dude, this has been one of probably my favorites here. That's at the end of the Moro rock right there. So I got a little bit of the mountains behind me. You can see the rock behind me. I love how through the view, dude, this smartphone automatically clears up everything. It's funny because it clears up kind of the way the vintage Polaroid looks. Yeah, this is a good one. I like it. Hell yeah. Top of Moro rock. You can see it behind me and the mountains behind me. Fuck yeah. Alright, cool, man. That Polaroid's been so much fun, I'll tell you that. Alright, here we go. Sorry, I'll shut up. Oh, wait, did we do our view? Yeah, we did. Okay. Hey, lizard friend. Oh man, going down is so much easier. Alright, but you can always trip and fall, so just take it easy. Alright, pause for the cause. Excuse me. Thank you. Good morning. An idea of where we've kind of climbed up from. Let's give these people a little room here. Excuse me. Whoa, whoa, little tumble. No, I'm just kidding. Almost. See, this is probably the part of the railing that's got the most paint off of it. I'm not the only one holding on here. Just kidding. Kind of give you an idea of what we just came up. Kind of coming down this way. Which way? I think this way. Oh, show you here another little angle. So yeah, this is a good one here. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize we climbed up these many. Yeah, it's a good exercise. Hell yeah, good way to get the blood pumping in the morning. That's for sure. That'd be a fun little rock to do some. I almost feel like some people have. Okay, just keep minding my own business. Little bouldering action, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And technically, it's still on a trail, so. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you in there.
Go for it.
Good morning.
No rush.
No, I'm good. Thank you. last few guys before we head down to the parking lot. And here we go. Looks like we're going to be heading our final steps. And we'll be back to the car here. Now from here, I think we're going to be driving through, and I'm still going to take you on that adventure, through the tunnel, log tunnel they call it, I think, which is basically just a sequoia tree that fell down, and it was easier just to cut a tunnel through it for cars to go through than, I guess, remove it. And it looks cooler. And then that'll take us back over to the giant tree museum. So we'll stop there, go through the museum, and then I think that's where we should be able to access the hike. It's just a short little loop through the giant tree grove, which includes a lot more of the giant trees, other than like the biggest one that we saw yesterday, which was the General Sherman. Then from there, I'd like to go back to see General Sherman because I want to get a Polaroid shot. I got a lot of really good shots yesterday and some Polaroids, but I want to get a Polaroid with the General Sherman sign and the tree, the base of the tree, to show the width of the trunk. And then that'll probably be it. Then I'm going to make my way out of the park and then start heading home. So, yeah, I'm glad that we stayed a second day. Totally glad. I was able to stay in the park, basically at one of the many rest stop picnic areas. Did a little stargazing. Supposedly there was a bear around the area because a guy came to, pulled up next to me and said, "Hey, just to let you know, we saw a bear just pretty close by." I said, "Okay, cool." So after that, I said, "No more stargazing," and went back in my car and chilled. And yeah, basically got maybe a little nap in because I was excited to come out and start all the cool adventures here this morning. So yeah, here we go. All right, so that was Moro Rock back at the parking lot. It's starting to get a little busier. They do have a restroom facility. They got, like I said, a few benches, got a little signage to read. Few spots, so it will get crowded pretty quick if there's a lot of people coming up here. So that may be the one thing. So if you're planning on doing this, just keep in mind there's, it's not a very large parking area. It's good for its size, but, compared to like the where the General Sherman was, where, obviously that's a main attraction, you have a much larger parking lot there. So just keep in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to end you. I don't want to put you guys towards the sun. NJ Quartz TV. Hope you enjoyed this segment of the Sequoia National Park and Forest. Peace. See you on the next adventure.